Imagine a place so haunted that even the bravest of souls would think twice before venturing there. That place is the Tower of London. The Tower of London, standing in the heart of the city, is more than a mere stone structure. It's a chilling chronicle of England's history, etched in blood and spectral whispers. This imposing fortress was conceived in the 11th century by William the Conqueror, who sought to assert his dominance over London's populace. Little did he know that the tower would evolve into a spectral hotspot, haunted by the phantoms of its gruesome past. As we delve deeper into its history, we encounter the tragic tale of Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII. Falsely accused of treason, she met her end at the executioner's block within the tower's cold walls. It is said her spirit still roams the corridors, her spectral form often seen near the chapel of St. Peter ad Vincula, where her headless body was laid to rest. Another haunting tale is that of the princes in the tower. The young Edward V and his brother Richard of York vanished without a trace, their fate unknown. Many believe they were murdered on the orders of their power-hungry uncle, Richard III. Their innocent spirits are said to wander the tower, their ghostly laughter echoing through the stone halls. These are but a few of the many apparitions that have been reported. Countless visitors have testified to chilling encounters, from cold spots and eerie sounds to full-bodied apparitions. The air is thick with a sense of unease, a tangible testament to the tower's bloody past. The Tower of London, a place where history and horror intertwine, is more than just a tourist attraction. It's a spectral symphony of the past, echoing the cries of those long gone. The tower's stone walls hold more than just historical significance. They are the silent witnesses to 1,000 tales of treachery, power, and death. With such a bloody and turbulent history, it's no wonder the Tower of London is considered one of the most haunted places on Earth. From a haunted tower, we now descend into the eerie depths of the catacombs of Paris. A stark contrast to the city of love and light above, the catacombs are a silent testament to the darker side of human history. The catacombs of Paris were born out of necessity in the late 18th century. Above ground, the city was flourishing, but beneath the surface, it was a different story. Paris was grappling with a gruesome problem. Its cemeteries were overflowing and the city needed a solution. Enter the catacombs, a network of old limestone quarries. These underground tunnels offered the perfect solution. Over the course of a dozen years, beginning in 1786, the remains of millions of Parisians were exhumed from their graves and transferred to the catacombs. Skulls and bones were stacked in artistic arrangements, creating a macabre spectacle that has fascinated visitors for centuries. But with such a vast collection of human remains, it's no surprise that the catacombs of Paris have their fair share of ghostly tales. Visitors and workers alike have reported strange occurrences, sudden drops in temperature, the feeling of being watched, and even ghostly apparitions. Some claim to have heard the echoes of the Parisian dead, their whispers winding through the tunnels like a chilling breeze. One particularly haunting tale is that of a man who got lost in the catacombs in the early 20th century. His remains were found years later, not far from the exit. It's said that his spirit still wanders the tunnels, forever trying to find a way out. The catacombs of Paris, a place where beauty and horror intertwine, where the past and the present collide. A place that reminds us that beneath the city's romantic streets lies a labyrinth of death and mystery. Next time you're in Paris, remember that beneath the city's romantic streets lies a labyrinth of death and mystery. Leaving the depths of Paris, we now visit the sunny climes of Louisiana, home to the Myrtles Plantation. Nestled amongst the verdant southern foliage, this grand antebellum mansion has a history steeped in tragedy, mystery, and a smattering of the supernatural. Constructed in the late 18th century, the Myrtles Plantation has borne witness to over 2 centuries of human history. However, it's not the stately columns or the sprawling grounds that draw visitors from across the globe. The plantation's reputation as one of America's most haunted homes is what truly puts it on the map. One of the most chilling tales associated with the Myrtles Plantation is that of Chloe, a slave who supposedly poisoned the plantation owner's wife and 2 daughters. Some say she was spurned by her lover, the plantation owner and sought revenge. Others claim it was an accident, a tragic mistake born out of fear. Regardless of the truth, Chloe's spirit is said to still roam the plantation, forever trapped in her moment of despair. But Chloe isn't the only spectral resident of the Myrtles plantation. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of ghost sightings and other paranormal activities. Visitors and staff alike have reported seeing figures in period clothing wandering the grounds, heard ghostly whispers in the dead of night, and even felt icy hands brushing against their skin. Despite its sunny exterior, the Myrtles plantation is shrouded in a sense of unease. The air is heavy with the weight of its past, and every creak of the old wooden floors, every rustle of the ancient trees seems to whisper the tales of those who once lived there. The Myrtles plantation might look inviting, but its charming exterior masks a chilling past. As we leave the eerie halls of this haunted mansion, we are reminded that sometimes the most terrifying stories are not those of ghouls and goblins, but of the very real horrors that humans are capable of. From a haunted mansion, we now venture into the eerie silence of Aokigahara Forest in Japan. Nestled at the northwest base of the majestic Mount Fuji, Aokigahara Forest is a sea of trees spreading over 35 square kilometers. Its lush canopy and tranquil beauty belie a dark reputation, earning it the chilling moniker, the Suicide Forest. This name is not without reason, as this forest has tragically become a chosen destination for those seeking to end their lives, with an alarmingly high number of suicides reported each year. The history of Aokigahara is steeped in sorrow and mystery. Ancient folklore tells of families abandoning their elders in the forest during times of famine, a practice known as ubasut. The spirits of these forsaken souls, filled with resentment and anguish, are said to linger, adding to the spectral population of the forest. Visitors often report an unsettling quiet, as if the forest absorbs sound, creating an uncanny stillness that unsettles the senses. Many have also claimed to see ghostly apparitions, wandering aimlessly or beckoning them deeper into the forest. Strange phenomena, such as compasses spinning wildly out of control, add to the sense of otherworldliness. Despite the ominous reputation, Aokigahara is a place of stark contrast. On one hand, it's a natural wonder, home to a unique ecosystem with diverse wildlife and breathtaking views of Mount Fuji. On the other hand, it's a place of despair, a silent witness to countless personal tragedies. The forest's dual nature serves as a grim reminder of life's fragility and the human capacity for despair. Yet it also underscores the resilience of nature, persisting and thriving amidst such sorrow. Aokigahara Forest is a place where the line between life and death seems to blur. Our final stop on this tour of haunted locations takes us to the Island of the Dolls in Mexico. This is not a place for the faint of heart. It's one that teems with a chilling narrative that will send shivers down your spine. Situated in the canals of Xochimilco, a borough of Mexico City, the island was once the solitary home of a man named Julian Santana Barrera. A reclusive individual, Julian was the sole inhabitant of this island for 50 years, but he was not alone. No, he shared his space with hundreds of dolls. You see, Julian found a doll floating in the canal one day. He believed it belonged to a young girl who had drowned under mysterious circumstances. In an attempt to appease the girl's spirit, Julian started collecting discarded dolls and hanging them around the island. This was his way of protecting himself and the island from what he believed was the girl's vengeful spirit. As the years passed, Julian's collection grew. Today, the island is covered with these dolls. They hang from trees, they're nailed to walls, they're scattered all over. Cracked and weather-beaten, with vacant eyes and limbs askew, these dolls have an eerie presence that is palpable. Visitors to the island often speak of an uncanny silence that pervades the place. Some have reported the dolls' eyes following them, or catching glimpses of them moving in the corner of their eye, whispering in the night, echoing the lonesome wind. The dolls seem to carry a life of their own. Julian himself died in 2001, in the very canal where he found the first doll. It's said he was driven to madness by the spirits he believed haunted the island. His legacy, however, lives on in the hundreds of dolls that continue to inhabit the island. The Island of the Dolls is a chilling testament to one man's obsession, and a place that continues to haunt the dreams of those who dare to visit.